Hello, Chaos Emerald Key. Gorgeous.
The key.
I started talking. I was like, oh, I don't have an intro for this, actually. Welcome to the beginning of the end of the Sonic Frontiers Let's Play. This is the last one. Until they add more later this year. Probably like a week after we upload this, knowing us.
Well, that means we'll just reconvene next week. It'll be a fun time.
There's always more Sonic to talk about.
That's true.
Always.
We haven't done every Sonic game. Like Tales in the Music Maker. Or have you done that one?
Oh, developed by Real Time Associates?
Whoa!
I love that one.
It's interesting how you just had that right off the top of your head. I wonder how.
Sega Pico. It's gonna be one person that's like, oh my god, they're doing a Tales in the Music Maker Let's Play. I found the hint.
Oh man, I would do that. I've never played it though. I didn't have a Pico. I wanted a Pico, but
I had one.
I also
had.
Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
No, please.
I was just saying the only reason I wanted one was because there was Sonic on it. Like, it didn't occur to me anything else like what it was or what it did. I was like, but there's Sonic.
I wish I'd known. I just had a game where Mickey Mouse traveled through time or something.
Oh.
Yeah, it was very unsettling to me as a kid, so I didn't really like the Sega Pico. Check out this dubstep, though. Yo, you play Metal Harbor?
I'm into this.
I've been meaning to ask you, Chris, did you have a mod that, like, turns off the boost sound effect when you're boosting?
I think I did. If you noticed it, then I definitely did.
Yeah, I wish we had a toggle for that on consoles.
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, right. This is the most club dubstep of all the songs.
They're very committed to the boost filter thing, but we've had it for 15 years, maybe a little more. I forget what Secret Rings did for it. And I'm like, I get it. I think I'm good. I think we can just not have that effect anymore. I think we can just listen to the music and go, oh yes, I know I'm running fast.
I'm pretty sure it did, because it did have like a boost, like Secret Rings had a boost thing, so I'm pretty sure there's a filter for there.
That one went crazy when you boosted. Like the whole screen was just nuts.
Oh, here's the skateboard.
Things going on.
It's the thing, and then it's...
Oh, I survived.
You got the skateboard!
Oh, hold on. Hey, sorry guys, I'll catch up in a second.
Oh.
I gotta get this real quick. I dropped it.
Oh, that's some excellent gameplay right there.
The dubstep over this was like, I am having a gaming moment. I am enjoying this.
You still missed one.
No, don't worry about it.
This track goes hard.
Unnecessarily hard for the Metal Harbor stage.
No ska music? SMH.
I feel for the people that are like, oh man, I can't wait for the remixes of all the old tracks now that they're bringing the stages back, and then they're like, what the hell? What's this Skrillex bullshit?
Oh yeah.
And then I feel for the people that hear someone like me call it Skrillex, and they're like, actually it's a different kind of drum and bass. It's not even like Skrillex. Anyway, I like this stage and I like this song a lot. Probably my favorite.
I think this is what do you call it? Empire City.
Sir, I think this one's original.
Oh, it is? I didn't know that any of these are original.
Some of them are.
Most of the Silence are original.
Yeah, I did remember looking up that apparently this is called Eternal Highway.
That came, some magazines said Eternal Highway at some point, and it was like the only time it was ever mentioned, but it was also the only thing we ever had to go on for the city area.
Yeah, for the longest time, I just saw it referred to as City. But then like recently I was looking up, and then they called it Eternal Highway. I'm like, oh, maybe it's like the same place that called Eggman Land Crimson Carnival. It's like one person said it and everyone just kind of take it at face value because they're like, well, I mean, we have no reason to not believe it.
That was a rabbit hole I meant to go down at some point and never did. Crimson Carnival.
I'm going on Spotify. I'm gonna see if that's the name of the level.
I do know, I know for sure it's that the Crimson Carnival is not what Eggman Land is called on the soundtrack. I know that for sure. Like, because it was this whole thing of like trying to figure out where that name came from, and nobody was able to figure out.
I mean, Crimson Carnival sounds like a cool name.
Yeah, well, it's mostly because it fits in with the alliteration of a lot of like Rooftop Run, Skyscraper
Savannah
Scamper. Yeah, Skyscraper
Savannah Citadel.
Scamper.
Yeah. I like when Sonic alliterates.
Jungle Joyride. It's like, yeah, like it sounds like a good Sonic title.
Right,
It's
Green
just-
Hill.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't recognize this level, so maybe it's original.
Yeah, I think it is. Right, there are some, like, the original levels are kind of neat, and maybe it's because they only had to make like
4 of them are original, probably.
yeah, like I forget the exact number, but I think it does help when they just have to make a handful as opposed to like a full game of these. 'Cause then you could just do the best ideas and then move on. And that's neat.
Oh,
And then still throw in the bad ones like that drift stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one where maybe they should have just been like, you know what, let's just make one more new stage or use a different one.
Right, they could have used I mean, it is funny that they only really used like 3 games. Adventure 2, Unleashed,
And Generation.
Generations. Like, they could have thrown in a couple colors levels. They could have thrown in
It's cause they recognize that those 3 are the best games. Let's go.
Cut the mic.
Honestly, like those 3 are my favorite Sonic games. So it does kind of feel like, hey, wait a minute. Do they know?
There's some I'm surprised they didn't roll with just for the hell of it though. Like Windy Valley from Sonic Adventure is so railroaded that it would have made sense here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's so
and they
weird.
always cut out the middle of some of these stages anyways. So you don't have to worry about the tornado part.
right.
Yeah, it
I'm
is
gonna
weird
open the
that
bridge.
there's. It makes no sense. It honestly makes no sense why there isn't like adventure stages in here, because it's like, yeah.
Well, they're saving it for the remake.
This will be important later.
Maybe you're saving all the good ones for Sonic Frontiers 2 cyber stages.
Oh,
Got him.
I got a tip for you, Chris. You don't have to shoot those little guys at all. If you just keep shooting the main one, you'll win.
Oh,
So do that. Stop.
Okay.
No, you're still shooting them, Chris. I told you to just.
I'm sorry. I don't like them.
I need to get the points, but there are no points. I need to get the points.
I just don't think things should be able to live. Okay.
then how are you gonna get on speedruns not speed?
By eliminating all the competition, of course. Literally.
Oh man.
For legal purposes, this is not a threat. It's just a bad joke.
I want to know.
Promise.
Right, is there a game that like only one person has ever tried the speedrun? Like nobody else would ever dare?
It's tough because, like, I'm sure, so many people go to the biggest, most well-known games, right? Like, try and speedrun a Zelda game. You got a lot of competition.
Right.
But then there was a counterculture, or not a counterculture, but for a while people were like, well, I bet there's a lot of games no one's played that I could just say I own the world record on. So I'm sure people have like reversed the lists on speedrunning websites. I've been like, all right, what's no one played?
I made this joke when I LP'd Jack Bros, is that there's only like I think 4 people on the Jack Bros on the Jack Bros like speedrun thing. So it's like if I were to just play Jack Bros casually, record it and submitted it, I'd probably get like 3rd place without even trying.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I should do that.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Just to say it, right? Also, by the time this comes out, Tears of the Kingdom will be a few weeks old. It fucks me up that one of the first things you do in that game is approach a panel and develop a bridge like you do at the start of this game.
Oh.
I was playing like, wait a minute.
Do they know?
Platforming floating above the sky? I'm gonna make a tweet about this and get 3 retweets.
We've run into each other so many times, but I only recently learned your name.
I didn't think about that when playing the game, by the way. Sonic doesn't really learn her name until the end of the game.
Who the heck are you?
She can't share information with the enemy, Chris.
You're important to him.
Now that Eggman approved the alliance, she can say hello.
He cares about me.
I am Sag.
Own way.
I think it's like he's like, oh, Eggman gave you a name. That means you're important to him. He's given names to other things that aren't important to him. So it's like a name doesn't mean, but it's like, I mean, I get what he's saying, but it's also like Orbot and Cubot are also right there. So and they got names
right there.
Right.
I wish Eggman was around here, like not just Sage, that you could run into Eggman and talk to him.
Right. That feels like the misstep. Like that's what bothers me the most. I think about this part of the game, because Eggman's like, oh, you're too slow. I'll do it myself. And he just completely vanishes and meekly comes back at the end. He's like, I got the thing you couldn't get, one of them. It's like, what if I could just run around and get more insight into Eggman here, you know, and have him muse and pontificate a bit. Like, I know that's what the Egg Memos were for, but I want more.
That could have been Egg Memo 16. Eggman's just like,
I feel yeah, you could have gotten like I was thinking maybe like a more toned down version of like Sonic and Eggman's interactions in the IDW comics. Like there's the whole thing like during the Metal Virus when like they're working together and like Eggman's like taunting Sonic of being like, haha, this is all your fault. When this is all over, I'm gonna fuck you up. It's like that kind of thing, but like a more toned down version of them just kind of like trading barbs and being all like, oh, I'm gonna like do something bad still right after this.
Yeah.
Or you could have Eggman go, oh, this really was 99% impossible.
It's like,
I'm still not able to get by it.
Yeah, he comes up to one of these panels like, I don't know what to do here. And then you beat it and it's like, well, I could have figured that out if you gave me another second.
I just want to see you do it. It would have been nice because like Sonic and Eggman have gotten a lot of FaceTime over the years, so you know, whatever. But they don't really interact much in this game, and they didn't really interact much in the last game. And
No.
Lost World was 10 years ago almost, so I'm just like, oh, a little more.
Right. They did plenty of interacting in that game, but
Yeah, the last time they teamed up.
Even though I mean, Eggman's the best part of that game, so
Yeah, give me more, Sega. I'm watching.
they should. Call up Ian.
Okay, I do have his number.
All right.
Actually.
Yeah. Just call him up right now and be like, hey, Ian, I got a great idea. So what if you had some?
I guarantee you didn't think about this. What if there was a more Eggman?
What if? Hear me out. You got to egg it up. Yeah.
You gotta egg it up.
It'd be It'd be cool. You can egg.
I like to think he'd be astonished, you know.
I never thought about that like that.
Or you could call up Kishimoto and be like, hey, Kish. Probably don't call
Hey,
him Kish.
Kish.
I don't. That would probably be rude, right? You just.
I mean, we're pretty close, but yeah.
He'll probably
Might be
actually
a little
respond to you and be like, that's a good idea. That's going to be in wave 3.
Also, please don't call me that anymore.
Right.
Kishi-kun.
You could just keep on.
Ah,
Whoa, that was pretty quick.
Whoa, look at all that stuff.
That's a lot.
let's go ignore most of it.
Right, I guess you don't need a ton, do you?
You killed him!
Oh.
I'm sending you to the backyard.
Oh. We're going.
Anyway,
in.
more of this.
But why are they gears?
Magic.
Uh,
Science.
Well, it all relates to it's the symbol in the sky you see. It'll make sense later.
Oh, okay, good. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for the full explanation of their
Just,
mythical lore.
Just don't think about it,
Uh-huh.
and don't ever ask a question about it again. It'll make sense later, I promise.
Okay.
Yeah, this I don't recognize. Again, I think this also kind of looks like Skyscraper Scamper, but I'm not sure.
It's not. This reminded me of the first time I played it. It reminded me of Burger Sweet Mountain. Sweet Mountain.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Burger.
Burger
Time,
Burger.
the classic arcade game invention.
That's exactly the one.
You mean Burger Tower?
Burger Tower. I'm happy to get some original stages here. Not to look a gift horse in the mouth. The platforming doesn't feel good. I don't feel confident doing this.
Oh,
I do it, but I'm like,
Yeah, if this had the regular, like, if this had the controls of like the hub world, like, I feel like it would be much better. But yeah, these cyberspace controls are way too loose.
yeah, just weird.
I guess I've just gotten used to them.
Well, I think that's like every Sonic game in generally. Oh, you get used to it.
Yeah.
Except Secret
I guess that's
Rings,
fair.
you never get used to that.
Like when you watch someone play Sonic Adventure 1 for the first time and they're making like simple mistakes and you're like, oh wait, those aren't simple mistakes. I know to push the control stick exactly this way during that moment so I don't die.
Whoa, you killed a digital soldier.
And I do it again.
Yeah, I remember this stage kind of tripped me up a lot. I forget if this was I think it was to getting all the red rings. I remember it tripped me up. I kept dying at a couple spots.
Yeah, a little tricky.
Yeah, I think that's how you can tell this is original, because it does have the difficulty spike is a lot more noticeable.
Why? Because I know you've gotten used to it.
Maybe.
Wow, is the speed limit 90? That's a fast road. Or is it meant to be like Route 90? I never know.
Well, let's just go to the Eternal Highway and find out, you know?
Right, but now we're in Green Hill Zone.
Let me see. Is this? Oh yes, this is the DLC Ice Cap stage. I remember this. Yeah, the one where you're constantly jumping back and forth between the icicles, and you gotta you go left, right, or in the middle. Like, yeah, this is the
That is what this is, isn't it?
This
Jesus.
is the DLC stage. Yeah, it's such a weird choice to be all like, oh yeah, this random downloadable stage. Not even one of the extra stages.
I forgot all about that. Wow.
Right. It's easy to forget that Unleashed had DLC in general.
I really like
Multiple level packs.
Yeah, I really like the DLC in Unleashed. They're just cool like little like level packs and bonus stuff. I remember the Werehog stages gave you a ridiculous amount of EXP, so that's how I was able to max out everything.
Oh.
The apology XPs.
Oh yeah, now we're back in Chemical Plant. Never been here before.
Surprised you knew what it was. I couldn't recognize it.
Well, I vaguely remember it from Forces.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Potential. I don't know how this is probably a medium take, but I'd say if Forces Chemical Plant was the exact same, but it wasn't called Chemical Plant, I think it'd be fine. Because it's like I think as like a design of the level, I think it's pretty cool. It's just the fact that it's Chemical Plant again makes you kind of go, ugh. If it was Chemical Plant in like aesthetic but not name, I think people would be more okay with it.
They could call it Volatile House.
House. Okay.
I think
Or the Chemical Plant stages being alright. Yeah.
Toxic Flower.
Oh, Inconvenient Tree.
An inconvenient tree.
That's right. starring Albert
Einstein.
God. Oh. You got it. You missed 2.
Don't worry about him. They'll catch up.
You got a B.
Thanks.
Oh, we're back. Okay, now we can check the numbers. Okay, just slow down when you see it.
Sorry, I'm using the self-play feature.
Remember after Generations, then we had, what was it, Lost World that came out after that?
Yeah.
Am I skipping? Okay, so we had like Windy Hill. I was like, oh, Green Hill again. And then we had Forces after that, was it?
Yeah.
It was Green Hill again. And like we got Green Hill in this game too. And like, I think we should just accept it at this point that we're just going to get it every game.
Well, see, I don't mind Green Hill because Green Hill is the first level. It's like it's like the grassy 1-1 for Mario. I don't mind Green Hill constantly coming back. I think like Chemical Plant is just a weird thing because like, oh, you use Chemical Plant in Generations. Okay, that's fine. That's like a good choice to represent Sonic 2. But then bringing it back again in Mania and Forces and this is like, okay, now you're just reusing it because it feels easy to do, just to reuse assets basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but what about Sky Sanctuary? So
it's not
I'm
as
listening,
bad,
so
but still
Steven,
pretty bad.
I think it's time we just roll over and accept it. I think we've lost this fight.
Yeah, I think we should just accept these 3 levels are going to come back forever.
You complain for this many years and it keeps happening, so clearly complaining won't do it anymore.
They can't keep getting away with this.
They should
man.
they could use Emerald Hill. They just have to make like 2 new textures.
Well, actually, remember there was that period of time where they were using Seaside Hill all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like, well, wasn't it like the whole like the quote unquote supposed thing was that they wanted to use Seaside Hill because they don't actually own completely the Green Hill music, so they're like, we'll just use Seaside Hill because that's like basically Green Hill, but we own the music, so we don't have to worry about paying Dreams Come True.
I remember that being the talk, like in the community, like this is why they're doing it. I don't think any of them have ever actually said this is why we're doing it.
No.
But I mean, it's probably why.
I think this is Escape from the City.
I mean, I wonder if they just used Seaside Hill because like they had 3D assets. Although, I mean, Sonic Adventure 2 had Green Hill, but it wasn't like super pretty, right? It's not like it looked fine. So maybe it's just Seaside Hill looks prettier. We'll reuse these assets forever. Right? Maybe? I don't...
Possibly.
We'll have to ask Kishimoto.
Let's ask him. All right, Seaside Hill was in Generations, but so was Green Hill.
Yeah, I'm a little lost on the topic.
It's green, just like the hills.
Yeah. Dun 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 do 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 dee 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 da 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 ba.
Okay,
Okay, 28.
Guys, I get to do a classic Let's Play throwback. My video buffered. What's the timestamp?
2350, 51,
Right.
Thank you.
52.
Okay. All right. You did it at a time where you were also, it seemed like you were buffering in game because you just slid back. Stop.
No, that's part of the strat, actually. I'm surprised you haven't done it yourself.
Oh, there was the 90 sign. I missed it again. Could you go back?
We'd have to read the ancient language and the whatever the hell's going on there.
Right.
Ghost.
I like Ghost. Ghost is a fun fight.
It's like my favorite Guardian in the game, I would say. It's pretty good.
Huh. Yeah,
David's like, I was going to tell it to fuck off.
What are you're not fighting Ghost properly. What are you doing?
I'm forgetting how to do it because I'd only done it once.
Oh.
I was like, I guess I'm following him over here. I'll side loop him like all the other enemies. I don't know.
No, you gotta go side loop that pillar that he's attached to. You're going the opposite direction. There's the second one.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll see me piece
There
that
you go.
together shortly.
Oh, you're figuring it out.
Yeah.
I looked at the game and thought about what I was doing, and it worked. Real?
Holy shit. You can
Meanwhile,
do that?
look at your rings, and it's like, oh no, I'm so screwed. He's gonna kill me.
He's gonna sap all my rings.
Oh man,
Oh,
it's like a speedrun tactic. You just ran to it. Well,
Oh.
I mean,
get
I've forgotten
up.
how to play
Get
games.
up.
Please help.
you've got it. You've got.
Help.
You're doing it. You're side loop. You side loop. There you go. There you go.
Oh, I couldn't have done it without you guys. On this live Let's Play. I like the music for this thing.
Yeah.
It's a little weirdo.
Aw.
Wish I remembered more of the other. Guardian music.
What the?
That's scary.
I'm a gamer. I got this, guys. Come on. Have some faith in
Having
me.
a heart attack.
I don't think I fought the other ghost, though. Just to warn
Right.
you.
Oh, I forgot you gotta do it like 4 times.
Yeah, you gotta go all the way back now to that one.
Oh, to where you started, but didn't mean to.
Yeah.
You were just planning out your strategy by going, okay, this is the last one. I know where it is.
Exactly. I was
now.
just looking at the course, you know.
Right, like
You don't go
any-
race cars without looking at the track. It's like the ancients made that thing. I wonder what it was for. Just to stop anyone from doing what we're doing?
Yeah. They're called
Nice.
I don't think they were
guardians.
Sonic.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think do you think that they came up with any like actual deep lore behind these guys of being all like, oh, this is what their purpose was like for the ancients?
Well, they're guardians. They're guarding the islands from you.
The galaxy.
That's all they do.
Like, what if they had birth signs? Like, what if this one was a Leo? I think we can start fleshing this out, guys.
No, blah.
oh, well, there's another one.
Oh,
what
my
will I do?
head. I can do it this time. Oh.
Guys, I did it.
Whoa. Overkill.
Yeah, he made me look bad on the Let's Play, so I figured I'd overdo it.
A thing you don't need. A thing you don't need.
It's so strange to me. Like, I guess they ran out of ways to say ninja, so they went to Japanese. But so many of these are plain names, and it's like, oh, you know, Kunoichi? Yeah, that's this one.
Yeah.
Anyway, Caterpillar's over there.
Caterpillar. It's not even a caterpillar.
The fucking
You've already
dung.
said that.
That's
oh,
a
there's
dung
red
beetle.
pillar.
Oh, it's the red pillar. Your top 5 reasons why red pillar's the best. Number 5.
He's back.
He's back.
He's back.
Number 4. He looks like Shadow, and that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Number 3. He's rock hard. Number 2. He fell
He
over. And number 1. He's dead.
You were created by Eggman, right?
Really relate to him.
My base code was compiled by him. The scope of my capabilities was vastly modified once
It's
I
like, you're on
integrated
GitHub then, right?
but he is
Whoa.
the creator.
Can you play like Sega Genesis ROMs?
AI would advise him to work with
Like, can I fork a new path and make a commit of it?
Highest likelihood for survival. That is all.
So she became stronger after going into
I have
cyberspace?
secured Dr. Eggman in cyberspace to protect him from the
I guess she
inevitable destruction.
absorbed
I am
ancient
going to keep out external
stuff?
variables as well.
Yeah,
I guess.
I feel like the implication I always thought was that Sage was pretty much just a generic like voice program that Eggman had, like just a straight up AI. And then once he fused it with the cyberspace, that's when she became more sentient and got this form, like manifested this form.
No, Eggman made this form. He made her feet and then didn't like her feet and then made shoes for her.
But was that what was that before he found the ancient tech and like started experimenting with cyberspace?
Well, it had to have been.
I thought he made the shoes in cyberspace.
He did?
Oh.
Because he was like in a recreation of his lab from SA1, Final Egg. And he was like, oh, I'm going to make some shoes. Although I guess it's
Where's
not
the
that he
image?
hated her feet. It's that he hated the fact he's like, any daughter of mine should look good and not be barefoot because it makes them look... Makes what? Destitute, right. Because he doesn't want people to think Sage is living on the street. Got shoes.
He's flying.
Although it is funnier to think he just went, oh. No.
I mean, that's my headcanon.
That is, why not? It's not explained in game, so...
I have made multiple attempts, but all failed.
I'm scrolling. I'm trying to find this image.
I found it. My internet's just real slow, I guess. It's on its way in the secret chat.
Uh-oh. Secret.
Don't worry, guys.
How'd you find it so fast?
I searched Eggman Sage on Google.
For a second, I thought you were going to say, I searched Eggman feet, and...
I was incredibly apprehensive about searching Eggman Sage feet, but...
And he did it
it,
around Christmas time too.
Yeah.
I was looking at it like, is that Final Egg?
It imported the data of your memories.
Why does he have a big cat ornament? Many questions about this art.
No. Orbot and Cubot probably did that.
Oh, true. I can see that.
But she's never met them. So who made that tree then? This is. Aren't they in cyberspace? Isn't that the whole thing?
Are they?
I don't interpret this that way.
What's the description say?
Let's see. Hold up. Found the tweet.
Had a difficult time adapting to this
Once it translates.
Post
Sorry,
it.
flora and fauna.
This is a present. Sage, who received an update to Eggman, a room in the Final Egg base, projected into cyberspace, stares at the big changes in his small feet. Shoe emoji.
Okay, yeah.
Because my perfect creation looks ugly barefoot. Triumph emoji.
Okay, so he did create. Yeah, so he did create Sage's form while in cyber.
Or at least her shoes.
Right. Oh, wait. Is she only wearing one shoe in that picture?
Well, it's being made.
I guess it is.
That's the shoe creation.
Right. And so it
Just
cuts
happened.
off and you're like, oh God, like that ugly foot below the line. Right? No?
Because, quote, my perfect creation looks ugly barefoot. Triumph emoji.
Right. Sonic doesn't comment once it's Christmas. Unless Eggman's just pretending it's Christmas in Final Egg.
Oh, he finally has a daughter. He's like, I'm going to show you all the great traditions.
What would you like for Christmas?
And reflection. They hope to live in peace. When they learned their enemy had followed
I do like her hair. I like it. It's super swirly. I like the swirl. Neat.
Cracked egg, baby.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's an amazing design.
That explains all the stuff
Yeah,
I've
it's a good
seen
design.
online. I wondered if they were preparing for a fight.
It also means Eggman had to consciously sit down and go, yes, cracked egg for her hair. Nah, it doesn't mean that. This is funny coincidence, but I like the thought of it.
Well, no, I feel like in canon it's probably I'm thinking like he just subconsciously did that. Of being all like, oh, I did this like for no reason.
This could make for an interesting relationship dynamic between Sonic and Eggman because Sonic loves Sage and Sage is okay with Sonic.
They're from space.
She doesn't really have a problem with him.
I feel like the best like idea would essentially be like Eggman shows up like with one of his machines to fight Sonic. Sage is with him. They kind of like have like a winking, like smiling at each other, but like Sonic and Eggman are still fighting. It's like a thing of like, oh, like they're kind of doing it in good fun.
Whoa,
whoa.
this is triple wide.
You did it.
Whoa.
I'm hoping for some weird shit like a neutral Eggman somehow next game. Like I don't want him to be like, oh, I'm giving up on being evil. But if they run into Eggman, his whole crusty heart softened because of his daughter, and then something happens to make it worse. But I don't know. I want to see them get weird, and I'm worried they won't get weird.
Yeah, I think they're probably just gonna stick with Eggman's just his usual self. It's just, oh, he also has Sage, and they're all cool with Sage. I do think it would be more interesting if they do pull like, yeah, Eggman just kind of doing stuff on his own and isn't actually actively looking for like, yeah, world domination. But I do think it's just gonna be like, oh yeah, Eggman just being his kooky self. It's just he also has Sage.
Sage will just be like, I ran the numbers, and I guess it's okay to fight with Sonic.
I mean, it would be a good opportunity
there
to
you go.
introduce a new villain.
New villain, baby, let's go!
You know,
And then they hack into Sage, and she's like, oh, father, I crave destruction. And he'll be like, no, I have to sacrifice my code.
It's Emerald again.
he didn't really care that much about Emerald.
I'm gonna hack.
Yeah, well, it'd be Emerald in revert because it's like, oh, everybody except Eggman cared about Emerald, and now it's like, well, everybody cares about Sage, but it's like it's mostly Eggman.
Oh, I wonder if anyone would be like, oh, actually, I hate her. Like, what Sonic character would go?
Well, actually, no, I was about to say Shadow, but it's like if Shadow was written properly, he would like Sage.
Oh, Shadow would. I think he would be conflicted because if Sage made Eggman go, huh, is this why people like Maria? Shadow might actually see some Maria in her, and that might mess with them. And that could be interesting.
Yeah, that was what I said. If Shadow is written properly, he would, because I mean, it's always been a thing in like most media, like when they introduce like another girl like around Shadow, and Shadow always kind of has this, like, I mean, you have Hope in the Archie comics, and then that girl in Sonic in the Metarex and Sonic X. That like, it's just Shadow always like has this kind of like relationship with girls that remind him Maria. So if he saw Sage written properly, he would be like, oh yeah, she reminds me of Maria. I'm I'm interested in her.
Yeah, it would be because we've also never gotten that in the games. It's always we introduce a Maria analog in alternate media.
Yeah,
and I'd like to see something done properly. You know, explored in like the main continuity, not properly, because I'd say it was, I guess it was done properly elsewhere. Like that girl in X exploded.
Rest in peace.
Except in the 4 Kids, she just ran away.
She just ran away.
Guys, I unlocked the big hut.
I don't know if I would like for that wound to be reopened, the whole Maria thing, because like Shadow's like, putting it all behind me now. Doesn't matter anymore. I'm only gonna think about the present. And like to bring the Maria thing back up, we kind of like, oh, well, why?
It'd feel a little cruel to do that again, just for the sake of that. Yeah.
Well, I guess Sage isn't like a direct one-to-one to Maria. I mean, if it reminds him of certain aspects, but it's like, well, you're not Maria. You're not pretending to be Maria. I think there's still something to explore instead of it, like Hope Kintobor from Archie was like, this girl looks like Maria. Isn't that weird? Oh, that's kind of cruel.
Zap. I think it's also just a thing of like, oh, giving Shadow someone else to kind of like relate to and like emotionally attached to, like just in general, because like, yeah, especially now it's like he just has Rouge and Omega that he really like is like around. So it's like, oh, if you meet somebody else who it's like, oh, like she like this girl also likes to fuck with Sonic. I think I like that.
If anything, if I'm Shadow, I'm like, oh, okay. So she's warm toward Sonic and friends and is a direct link to Eggman? That sounds valuable for information purposes, if nothing else.
Eggman's getting
keep
wet.
tabs on the doctor if I'm like buddy with Sage and she'll let something slip for some reason. I don't know. This is assuming we even see Sage again. Hi, wet Eggman. Oh, you're so slow, Sonic. I found 1/6 of the things you found. Fuck you.
No, Sonic, give him all the emeralds and he'll be Super Eggman. That's
Super
what I want.
Eggman.
Think of how
see it.
fast he could run.
Has Eggman ever just tried to turn super? I don't.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
she's
just
like,
shoves them
"Hee
into
hee."
his machines.
I mean,
Like, what if he used them?
Dad.
his robots can turn super, so
Yeah, why can't he?
or at least one of his the Death Egg robot. Like if the Death Egg robot was powered by all 7 Chaos Emeralds, what would happen?
Oh my God, it's another Titan!
He's
Surprise,
got a
guys!
gun!
He's a sniper
It's Supreme.
against a very fast, small animal.
I wonder
He's
what'll
got
happen.
a sniper gun. Poor Supreme. You need like a shotgun or something.
I heard he's filled with sour cream
Oh?
because he's a Supreme Titan.
My man's got the best drip.
He's
got
dripping
the
sour
hoodie.
cream.
Has anybody done that? Drawn him in a Supreme? He drawn him in the Supreme hoodie.
That better have happened.
Just doing the
I feel
Goku.
like that happened day one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that hasn't happened,
Yeah,
I'd be
I haven't
amazed.
seen it. That's why I'm like, I feel like it has to happen. It has to have happened.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a mod that puts him in the Supreme gear.
I mean, after the Gangnam Style, I would believe anything.
Yeah.
This
Look, I
is
took half his health, guys.
You're
Yes.
you're defeating him very quickly. That's because you're.
Steven, what are you saying?
I was just gonna say this is the Titan that got that sealed the end to it and then put itself into cyberspace, right?
I think so.
Right. It is the first
Like-
one that died in the flashback.
Because Sage says she can't control it because something else is. So I think this is the end? In which case you think he'd just be like, oh gosh, you beat me. Please don't run through me and kill me. Oh no.
I mean, right, that is a thing. Like, oh, you could just leave it alone and see what happens. They won't. That would be silly. It's
I have a basic question about this boss fight. Are you supposed to keep getting knocked back until he pulls the gun out, or am I just bad and that happens eventually? Because I don't think you can finish it until he pulls the gun out for that final thing. But I don't fully...
Yes. As you can see, its
Yeah,
health
don't-
is not going down.
right. He's not doing
Yeah.
anything at all.
Yes, I was just never sure if I was messing up or if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do by just waiting for that to happen, basically.
Tears.
It's a good song. This is a song about the game because it's got the word Frontiers in it.
Yeah, because like this happens a few times and I'm always like, well, this reminds me of the last boss fight where you get shot against the wall and it's not what you want, but here it's what you want,
Meow.
I guess. There it is. I don't know.
Huh. Whoa,
Wow.
you hit him really hard.
Oh shit, I might be out of sync again.
He's
I'm at 43:28.
38, 39, 40, 41,
Fuck.
42,
Right.
43.
All right, I'm up. Thank you.
and I'm a second ahead of you for some reason.
Bruh.
I guess what I'm saying is, hey, it's emotional because he's like, oh, and now he's gonna.
Why
throw
did you
up all his
program me
sour
to feel
cream.
pain? Bow to your god.
I think I come in pre-confused, which is my fault. Because like there's analogs here to Shadows of the Colossus, right? And spoiler warning for Shadows of the Colossus. But you go through the game climbing these huge monsters and killing them. And then at the end it's like, oh, actually I tricked you. You know, this voice tells you to go do it. It's like you just actually unleashed demons by killing all of these things. Like you've broken the seal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously there's a lot of analogs here with that. So I come in being like, oh, you actually didn't want to kill these things because they're the ancients.
All we did was
But
take
they're
it out of
just
its shell.
robots?
It's retreating into
but this one has the end. But the others, I don't know.
Well, I guess maybe. Huh. I guess
It's
maybe
like I
the
always
end
want to
really
feel
was
bad.
controlling it. Like,
Yeah.
as
It's like I
in,
want to feel bad for them, but
I guess you should feel bad for the first three. The fourth one, I think, is the end in it,
But,
and then you defeated it, and the end escaped. So it's like the end is using this thing, probably because it's still in a weakened form.
Yeah,
If
but
the
also,
end-
yeah, but also
if-
we don't know like how much consciousness these these things have, because they feel like they're just kind of robots that are like following like very vague base program. Like they
I
don't
don't think-
actually have
Right.
like consciousnesses.
I don't think the end is controlling the robot, because if the end needs the robot to be destroyed to get out, and if it was controlling the robot, it would just make the robot destroy itself and then get out.
right. So it's like trapped in it, but the robot's still doing the programming like the other ones.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Oh my god, a moon?
Dun dun.
It's Sonic Adventure 2 again.
Let's go.
Who's he talking
Anyway,
to?
let's check out this dialogue.
Right?
Who's he talking
That's
to?
also where my confusion is. Like, because I guess at some point these were supposed to contain the spirits of the ones who died, I guess. But,
I do think that they probably do have this, because like every time you beat the first three, you get that little vision where like the ancient thing like speaks to Sonic and like he senses them. So I think it's maybe a thing of like, no, their consciousness are inside of it, but it's kind of like you're destroying them as like freeing their consciousness again, because like, oh, they're acting out of just the raw base programming against their wills. So kind of thinking like, oh, you're saved, you're freeing them.
Yes. Gotta be something.
Yeah, but
And
Sage
this-
is controlling it in this
Don't worry about
moment.
it.
He's talking. Like, Sage
this-
is the only one who's going to hear him.
Don't worry, they don't talk to the bad guy ever, so it's okay.
this stupid.
Oh, you added words at the bottom.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
Chris.
So you can actually understand
way-
what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This boss, it always takes me 2 tries. I can never do it on the first one.
Yeah.
How many tries
I-
did it take you, Dave? Chris? Not David. David, I swear to God, if you answer.
I'm gonna stay silent just so David is pressured to answer and anger you.
Oh God.
How many
I
times
died
did it
like
take you?
7 or 8 times in a row to this thing at first.
Oh,
I haven't
man.
really tried it since because I didn't want to.
Okay, now David.
Okay.
All right,
Well, right. The first time it did take a lot. I've only, I think, played the final boss a couple times though. So it's like I might lose one of the lives, but I don't think I ever have to restart from the beginning. Once you know what's coming, it's pretty. You're doing good.
I know I had to reset it. I don't know how many times, but I did like have to redo this a couple times because it's like, yeah, it's. I mean, it is in a lot of ways baby's first Ikaruga, but Ikaruga is still normal. Ikaruga is still pretty difficult, and this is like, it's just
I'm a Sonic gamer.
It's just a
do
weird
this shit.
thing that, oh, this game that has probably the best bosses in any Sonic game, and then it still fucks up the final boss of just being. I mean, like it has been. I mean, I don't think it's been like literally said, but it's been implied that yeah, this was a very last minute thing of just kind of a slapdash. We don't have enough time. Get this out.
Yeah.
I like this boss. I'm gonna say that.
I like it too.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I will say, however, it's not a decision I would have made, but I do like it.
Something I would criticize about like every other 3D Sonic game final boss is that it just changes the script and now you're doing a different control style, and I never like that. That's hella happening here.
Oh yeah. Right. It's
At
funny.
least this one you got to play a little bit before now, right? But
Oh, you died.
Yeah,
You got hit.
yeah, I've died every single time those have happened because I just keep overcorrecting myself, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Right.
I really want to know Ian's like thought process behind writing the ends dialogue, because it is like the most bombastic, esoteric, like monologue, using as many synonyms and deep words as possible. It's just like, I feel like it's just like, just looked up every word he could in the thesaurus and just being like, what's the most ridiculous villain stuff I could think of?
Oh, I really like the dialogue.
I think it's fun. It's a very like it feels like something that he had like a blast just being like, let's make the most over the top thing. Like, you fly about me like a gnat.
I wonder.
I am inevitable.
I wonder if Eggman's on the ground going, huh? You know, I wonder if the space colony arc's working right now.
I just would love to have been there when he's like, oh, you're telling me out in space there is an all-knowing, almighty God in the Sonic universe, and it just happened to end up here.
Well, it followed.
And
It followed them here. It followed the ancients here.
Right.
Just,
You gotta
yeah,
blame them.
right, and just
It's all their fault.
just like out in the universe, it's gone out far enough to where these things are happening in the farthest stretches, I guess.
It's just.
It's like, man,
It's
what if
weird
the enemies
because
came from Earth.
the only thing it does is it goes from planet to planet, just destroying them.
Just for the hell of it.
That's
It's
just,
like, oh, this is fun.
that's all it does.
It's basically just like Galactus. I'm just gonna consume everything.
Oh,
It's almost so ridiculous I just don't even let my mind think about it.
Spam the square button. Keep spamming the square button.
No.
Oh no.
Sonic's doing a thing.
I do
And
think
Sage is helping.
I feel like tweaking this a bit, this boss could have been a better version of the Dark Gaia fight, because it is like, it's supersonic and a giant
Oh,
colossus
here's
thing.
a bit. I like this bit. Wait. Oh, not exactly this bit. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit after this bit.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm getting excited.
Is it this part?
Yeah.
pretty cool.
David's
Pretty
emotional.
cool.
The first time I played this, I got very emotional at that moment.
It's a shooting star.
It's very. Oh, it's just.
Wah.
Yeah. It's like, oh. I mean, the music helps, and it's from a distance, and it's just. It's sort of like. It kind of is everything I want at the very end. And then she goes to die, I guess.
Superman.
They made me forget that she's a program and can just be made again when I played this. So, hey, good job. I got emotional. I was like, oh, no, wait. And then I was like, oh, wait.
Look after.
And then no character ever mentions her again in the sad ending. But I guess that makes sense because only Tails met her, really?
I mean,
like a second?
yeah. Although she does say, please look after father, but Sonic's like, what? Sound doesn't travel in space. It's like,
I don't think I'm going to get rid of him. Okay.
What? You want me to throw Eggman into space? Okay. But I don't know. I enjoy the story. I enjoy what happens here.
Yeah.
At the end. Like it all, and it's like Supersonic is an active element in this entire story as well, which is nice.
You just dispose of the Chaos Emeralds like usual. Just could have used those later.
Thanks for saving me, guys. How'd you do it?
Right? How did they get
Oh.
out?
Oh, well. Now, here's the shot I like. This is the money
This
shot.
is the...
Yeah.
Ah, that hurt. It hurts. Mm.
I like my sad, reflective Eggman when I can get it. I like the Eggman who flew a little too close to getting what he wanted and regretted it. I like it.
He flew too close to the sun.
And
his
got a
wings
daughter.
of sage
And got a
melted.
daughter.
And he's like, oh, wait, I could just... Oh, right. Okay.
He's like, wait, I resurrected Shadow. Wait, let me do that again.
Commence the 2000s theme songs for the credits. And then he pushes the big button.
The big red button.
Call me, Nate wants to battle. I need him.
It's been so long since we've. Okay, first off, I read that as Suzanne Goldfish, and I was like, "Oh, it's been so long since we gotten a character theme over the credits that's sad and sappy." Man, it's been a minute.
It feels like, well, I mean, like, didn't Forces have one?
We're not counting that one. Sorry, for the perspective of the character, I meant.
Okay, yeah, because because the last one I can think of is Unleashed, Dear My Friend.
All right.
No.
Yep. Every Sonic
For some
game
reason, I
should
thought you
end-
said Forces.
Right. Every Sonic game needs to end with a song like this. I don't want it to end with like I'm rockin'. Like I know Live and Learn, I guess technically plays right at the end of SA2 when the credits play.
I still love Speak with Your Heart's my favorite.
But I like 3D Blast on the Saturn sets the precedent that you're supposed to.
It is. That's the original.
Yeah.
Because you're
It's
my
got-
hero.
You're my hero, right? Like that's a love song. I don't know who's in love with who, but
Well,
someone's in love.
Technically, CD has a song. There he is, Mr. Flynn.
There's well the US version of CD, the Sonic Boom, the slow Sonic Boom, which is the better version. I like the slower tempo Sonic Boom more than the fast one.
Oh, and
Is that a hot
Sonic,
take?
Sonic R has a sad kind of like mellow song in its credits.
Right. It's not sad, but
It's
it
not
is
sad, but
mellow.
yeah, it's a mellow, yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Like because if Sonic is high octane speed action or whatever buzzwords you want to use, like it's after doing a marathon, what do you want to do? You want to collapse. And that's what these songs are. You get to collapse.
I guess Never Turn Back could kind of. I mean, it's still very hard rock, but it's definitely. I mean, you got that piano part. 06, of course, has Elise's
few.
theme.
Right,
Yeah.
Elise's theme.
Well, Elise's theme is the most like obvious
Sweet
of the
Dreams.
mellow. Well, that's like the mellow. All the rest of them are pretty hard rock.
Yeah, I guess I don't mind it when
Nashville.
like in Sonic Adventure you get 7 versions of the credits, so it's like, hey, you get the character themes. Although I mean, like, Open Your Heart is cool,
and also
I guess I
all
wouldn't
those
want, like,
all those character themes are pretty like energetic. Like I'm more so thinking of like like the mellow songs.
When I did Sonic Adventure the movie, I replaced the credits theme with Tikal's theme because I was like, well, she's dead. We need to think about her now.
Oh yeah, there you go. You're fitting the pattern. You're rewriting history for the better.
Oh my god. Why didn't Tikal's team have lyrics?
I don't
She could
know.
have been like, hey, Chaos,
3 out of 10.
remember when we hung out?
And
then-
I thought you were water.
killed
and
everyone.
also
my dad.
Gamma's needed a song. He needed
I
lyrics.
Nah.
I
He
like
said
it.
everything he needed to say.
I mean, there's technically talking. There's words in that song. It's just
His
like,
song is sad already. His song is sad without words. It's fine.
That's true.
Sad. Unlike Tikal's theme.
CG director, where's the CG? I don't see any CG.
It's over there. You missed it?
Tikal's
Go
theme's
back
a
and
little
look at it.
sad. When was the last time you listened to it?
I was being facetious. Sorry.
Right.
Bitch.
I was trying to
I was being
remember.
a sneaky little lad.
Oh, my actual favorite Crush 40 song, Live Life.
Content. Sorry. Go.
Yeah, well, live life. That's the definition of melodramatic.
I hate content. Fucking streaming platforms, these big TV networks are like, oh, our content on the streaming. Shut up. You make shows. You make movies.
So,
It's not content.
that was fun.
What is content, Chris?
No.
You should write a blog
Don't
about
let-
it.
But I guess
Don't let me actually get started on this.
I know you all have big plans.
You know, you all want to hang out without me, maybe, in the 6 years it takes to make another one of these, I guess.
Make a road trip out of it.
It'll be good to get back to my island. At least
Oh, the lighting is so weird.
We're wasting daylight.
What's weird about it? Hmm?
Right. So you.
I don't know. It's not like bad. It just makes me think of all these Source filmmaker things every time some of these cutscenes come up. And I'm like, man, what? This is us going to McDonald's.
Oh man, what are we getting?
Burger.
Shamrock Shake's still in? Can I still get one of those?
Get what? What?
Can I still get a Shamrock Shake?
Oh no,
It is.
Shamrock Shakes are done.
It is
What the
May.
fuck are we doing?
Look, what we're doing is we're getting some buy one get one, right? So we can get
I'm
a
going to
Big
Burger
Mac
King.
and then a quarter pounder with cheese. But of course, you gotta get some fries. Can't get the fries. But you think sometimes though, if you're having a party, you should probably get a couple of those 20-piece chicken nuggets. So all you and your friends you can nug out. Yeah. And then oh yeah, sometimes you're feeling dangerous, you get a filet o fish, or as I call it, a fillet o fish. And
Do you mean the McFish?
the McFish. I love the McFish.
Donald Trump's favorite.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. And then oh man, we can go to other countries and get their better sandwiches that we don't have here.
Let's just casually export ourselves to other nations for McDonald's.
Right. Well, I know in Canada they have a Big Mac with chicken instead of beef.
We do.
Right. I'm waiting.
All right, so
I want
we'll
one of
visit
those.
Stefan and get the Big Mac chicken.
Big
Right.
Mac.
So Stefan, if you could
because
just
because we
import-
have chicken. We got
export, I
chicken
guess.
burger. if you go to TMG, I will smuggle some chicken burgers across the border. I'll smuggle some chicken burgers across the border.
Right, I'm sure they will still be good.
They'll still be good. It'll be perfectly fine. Just put them in the microwave. There you go. Hey, okay.
Right. Da, 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 da.
I'm hungry. What are we doing? Sonic. Oh, when's it over?
Right.
Borg.
Right. They don't have
Play
chili dogs
tested.
that we could go to that
All
one
right.
McDonald's in Florida that still has all the weird stuff.
Which
Like-
one of those people leaked this on 4chan?
Like the McPizza and McSpaghetti. Like
The mixed spaghetti.
yeah.
I gotta say, as someone who lived near the last two vestiges of McPizza for a while outside of that one, not that good. You weren't missing out.
Oh heck. But I've never had it. I want to know. I want to know what it's like.
That McDonald's proudly advertises a 24-hour drive-through. You go in, and for a long time, they still had the oven in there for the pizza. It was maintained because the local chain operator was just like, I believe in it. But I think he eventually had to throw in the towel.
That's unfortunate. But do they have the Arch Deluxe? I want an Arch Deluxe.
Nah, I think that was the only interesting thing they had. Sorry, those two McDonald's.
All right.
I mean, apparently Japan loves their McDonald's, so wonder how different that is.
Let's go.
Sonic loves McDonald's. That's what he eats after an adventure.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's canon.
he goes with his friends.
To get a Happy Meal trademark.
Sometimes he goes alone. He's like, I'm just feeling a little hungry today.
Okay, so Sonic Adventure's credits were like twice as long. Then you could have like a sad song and then open
There
your
is.
heart.
There is. Oh, I thought you said SA2.
No, SA1 because the final
Okay.
credits are just open your heart. But I'm like, oh man, if they were longer, then you could have like the
If only these unskippable credit
ballad.
sequences in SA1 were long.
I mean, because how many? Well, the Colors was like 10 minutes long. This one's like 10 minutes long. I don't think Forces was pretty long. I don't think Forces was this long.
Guys, if we ever do Sonic Colors Ultimate and do it in half-hour parts, I just realized the credits will be an entire part.
Yeah.
Let's
well, now
do
we
it.
have to do it.
Oh, okay, I'll start recording it.
Right, you don't force it on anyone else. You're like, I guess I gotta do it.
I'll do it. Well, Harry Baker gave it to me on Steam, so I think that's like right.
Our supportive and understanding friend.
Not the fans. Fuck you guys.
No, we're
You didn't help us do shit.
we're the family. No, we're the family.
It says Sega
Ah.
twice. It's a copyright Sega.
What
and
is
it's
this?
a Sega.
Well,
There's
that's
one
the
more.
end of this one, boys.
There's one more name.
Oh,
There it is.
and you.
The viewers at
Him.
home. He did it. He made this game all by himself, actually. All those names were just the people who showed up.
His multiple personalities.
All right.
All right.
We need to have a happy ending in this.
He's back in the Lost World badnik factories that are entirely dark.
I do like how the keys don't move when he presses them.
It's alien technology.
No, it's not. It's his keyboard.
Don't worry about it. Zap!
That's my girl.
Sage is Zap. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, I just thought of something. Oh my god.
Sage will return.
You know when we see all those Cocos, like, you know, come to peace and then their souls fly up into the Zap?
Uh-huh.
And like, what if Sage sort of died and went into the Zap as well? Now he's accessing the Zap and he's accessing where all the dead people are. Oh,
Oh, man. You can ask them how it is to be dead.
he's going into the underworld, guys.
Eggman in hell!
He's going to hell.
Here we go.
Sonic's right behind him.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like Red Mountain, but hotter.
Whoa.
The more I said that idea out loud, I was like, this is dumb.
I get to work on my can.
Abort.
I was willing to go with you on it. I was like, I'm not sure what this gives Eggman, but I like the idea of him tapping into afterlife knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of afterlife knowledge,
Yeah.
let's
all go die.
yeah. This is the last FTCR playthrough. There won't be a Barney one. Bye!